Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Loader alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And getting ready for the putt. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
Should be safely on deck.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Now comfortably inside that cut line, the former national champ makes birdie. Here at the par 4 9th hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He just missed the bunker. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
That birdie will help, Frank.
Certainly moving into the top half, that's for sure. And starting to narrow that number down in front.
Getting set to start the back 9 here at TPC Scottsdale. We're on the tee at number 10.
A dogleg right par 4, and if you teed off the first, this is going to be the first true dogleg right that you'll face. A little bunker put down the left side. Ideally, you're going to have to play left and short of that, which is going to leave you something in the vicinity of 150 yards to a green that should be very receptive.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Second shot from 150. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
And with the birdie, moves into the top 10 on the leaderboard.
And moves into some very good company.
Moving on to the 11th hole, Frank, water all along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there are 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway, then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the barrel outside, and your problems are just starting.
See if our featured golfer can get a little something positive going here, Frank. It has been a miserable day.
Yeah, things have just appeared too tough. So really just somehow just eradicate everything you've been thinking right now. Realize this green's big enough. Just get something on the green. Opportunity maybe for a birdie. Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. All right, Frank, just on the fringe, you might be thinking about making this.
Yeah, he's a better chipper than you, Rich.
And he's made it onto the green. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just has the feel today. 12th hole now, looking at 192 yards, par 3.
Won't quite play that distance because that tee shot is considerably downhill. But you really have to be cognizant of the wind if it's coming off the left because it easily brings that water into play down the right should that tee shot just start moving with the wind.
And the ball settles on the green about 26 feet away.
Yeah, not the easiest of putts coming up.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Lining this one up for par. Nice par to remain 3 under. That's the end of round 1, and we saw a lot of good golf out there today, Frank.
And it was a bonus to anyone that got off to a good start today.
This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Teed up here at the par 4 second. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
This hole has been lengthened in 2014, some 30-plus yards. Bunkering down the right has also changed, making this drive a little bit more important now. You can't just blaze away over the hill. Green also changed with the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side.
He pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now we'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Wow, I thought he made that. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Now on to the first par 5 on the course here at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, the length of the hole hasn't really... It's gone for a little extra. Woo, that is long.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
So this is the 3rd shot to the par 5. Safely aboard. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Here now at the par 3 4th. Frank, what's the setup here?
Plays a little downhill, so it won't play its full 180 yards. You can perhaps take one club off the decision off the tee. The green, as you can see now, is a little wider than what it was deep. The bunkering, though, is certainly excellent there. A little pop bunker on the right side, one there if you come up a little short, and there's another one on the left side should you pull your tee shot.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
He has this for par.
Now, par's good enough to move into the top 15 right now.
3rd round coverage comes your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything. Birdie opportunities, holes that are fraught by water, bunkering that's been changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. Now to the par 4 6th. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering in that choke point. So, the strategy. Do you have the length to get past them? Or, if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Flagstick 150 yards away. Players bracing against these strong, gusty winds. Really a challenge out there. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, that's just a really good putt right there.
Yeah, that's why you call lag putting. You get outside a certain distance, and really your mind has to be about 2-putting and not trying to be a hero.
He'll take par and move on. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good putt. Frank, the par 4 8th, this is a good hole.
It is. A dogleg to the left forces the player to go out the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front, unless there's a flag position in the front. You're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green, otherwise that ball is going to run towards the front.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Looks like he just misread that.
Even par currently.
Well, not in contention, but in for par. Rounding out the front nine with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. There is now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a faint dogleg right. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits a draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep too, so judging that second shot, getting the right club is essential here at 9.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. So close. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Frank, what's a player feeling knowing they have one more round to go and they could have a chance at making a run and maybe win this thing?
No, it's a great feeling, Rich. At this point, really, it's just about whether you can handle the nerves. You know everybody up there is going to be feeling them.
Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Moorish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Good contact, good result.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators. But most golf fans are golfers.
Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. My goodness, what does a guy have to do to make a putt out here? He has this attempt for par. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
At the 14th now, it's a par 4.
And a dogleg left once again. The bunker on the left side is being pushed out to the fairway to really make you think whether or not you can carry that. It's a lengthy second shot because it's going to play a little bit uphill. And this green is well protected on the left side with the 2 bunkers.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Remember, out of the rough. It's expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Always take that. Good par putt right there. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Hit it.
Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl, who's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards, a modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with. Really. This is an awkward length. Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Putt for par. He needs one.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew McGee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past.
Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Frank, where has that been?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies. Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Starting to pile up the birdies. 5 under par for the tournament. Well, Frank, this day had a little bit of everything. I mean, you always catch your breath after a round at TPC Scottsdale because it's generally just so exciting, and today was no exception.
Yeah, the atmosphere here is unlike any other TPC golf course. The fact that you're playing a golf course where the PGA Tour visits every year is one thing, but the condition of the golf course is just absolutely amazing. They're playing in thinner air. The golf course, even with its changes, is still such a great test. Fun place to play.
Well said, Frank. For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now from TPC Scottsdale.